Okay, so now we're going to do two-step equations. We're going to take a look at it as a practical standpoint, and we're going to go ahead and, like every kid wants, they really would love to have some money for the summer, and let's say we want to purchase, let's say the new Nintendo Switch, which, I think it's, roughly, I don't know, let's say it's $400. I think it's $400. I don't know how much it is. We're going to say $400. And we want to start a lemonade stand. And we want to make $400. Now, we're going to do two different things. Number one, we have to buy all of our initial products. And then we need to figure out what we're going to sell lemonade for. So let's set this up with an equation. And we want to say, okay, what is our end goal? Our end goal is $400. Right, that's our end goal. Now, we're also going to say that we need to spend, we're going to say on the high end, let's say we're going to spend $100. So we need to go ahead and, so not only do we need to make $400, but we need to also spend another $100. And you're going to see why I wrote it like this here in a minute. And let's say we're going to sell lemonade for $2. So we're thinking here. We're just going to do some quick math. We're going to say, okay, well, if I sell my lemonade for $2 and I need $400 for my Nintendo Switch and $100 for all my supplies, then how do we make this equal? And this is basically a one-step equation. For right now, we how many $2 do we need to get 500? We divide this by 2, so we need to sell 250 cups of lemonade. But as I said, I want to set this up to make it a two-step equation. So, what do we represent? Something that we don't know how many we need to have. We're going to say that's x. So we're going to say 2x. Now, instead of this $100 being over here, we're actually going to say, well, whatever money that we need to subtract $100 from that to get us the $400 that we need. All right, so because if you think about it, right, we just spent $100, so we're actually negative, where we've spent 100, so we're negative 100 in the hole. Now we need to figure we can use it from this. Now it's kind of, this is a preview that we did at the beginning on how to solve this. 2x minus 100. We add 100 to both sides, and get 2x equals 500. Divide by 2, and then x is 250. No different. All right, so let's do another process here. So if we're going to do the same exact thing. And what do we want to know? We want to know what is happening to x. Well, let's think about this. What happens to x first? Well, x is going to be multiplied and then x is being subtracted. So we're doing PEMDAS is what we're doing, right? To get what we're doing here. So this is how, if we had what x was, what would we do? But when we want to solve for x, we go the opposite direction and we do the exact opposite process. So instead of subtraction, we're going to do addition. And then instead of multiplied, we're going to do division. All right, so that's what we're thinking about doing. So let's look at another problem. So let's say we're going to do 5x plus 50 equals, we'll say, 75. All right, so what's happening? X is being multiplied and then added. So we're going to say multiplied and then added. Let's go this way. To go the opposite direction, we're going to do subtraction and then division. So what's being added? It's being added by 50, so we're going to subtract by 50. That gives us 5x is equal to 25. And then we're going to do division. All right, so let's do a couple more problems. So a little more difficult one. Let's say x over 7 minus 4 is equal to, let's say 10. Right, so what's happening? So what is happening? X is being divided first and then subtracted. So we'll go the opposite direction. We're going to add and then multiply. So now, another thing we want to talk about is that we have sides. And whatever we do to one side, we're going to say this is our brother over here. We have to do to brother number 2. Right, they're twins. You can't do one without the other. So we're going to say plus 4, plus 4. And then this we're going to so it's opposite is multiply by 7. And x is going to equal, so let's think about this. 4 times 7 is 28. Plus 7 times, this is 10, so that's 70. That is going to give us a 98. So it's just simple two-step equations. And I'm going to have some more word problems in the second video. Give this a shot.